Hey guys, and welcome to the Fish Room. I'm Rachel O'Leary, and today is Thursday, and I had planned to plant my garden for you, but once again, Mother Nature has other plans, and it is pouring down rain. So I thought I'd take the opportunity today to spend some time with you guys in the Fish Room. I need to do a deep clean on the 75-gallon Nano community. With all the grazers in there, a bunch of detritus has built up on the surface of the substrate, and I just want to clean it up, give it a big water change, trim some plants, and then we'll take a look around the fish room for a whole lot of gratuitous fish footage and some updates. So let's get started. So everything's going really well in this aquarium, but you can see that there's a fair amount of just junk built up on the surface. So I want to take this opportunity to clean things up, remove some of this old decayed leaf litter and replace that, and just shape up some of the plants, most specifically this pennywort, which is going gangbusters, but it's a little heavy in this section of the aquarium, so I just want to pull it down some, anchor it underneath that wood, make sure it's not shading the other plants, and just give this tank a big water change. Now, I generally do maybe 30% a week on this aquarium, but we'll probably do closer to 50 today. So all I'm going to do is take a siphon and gently hover it over my substrate to clean up all of this just yuck that's built up around these plants. Now, as these plants fill in, the requirements for doing this will get less and less, but right now they just look it looks a little messy, so want to clean that up. And if I see any leaves with holes in them, I'll probably come in and trim those up. One of the things with having a ton of grazers in this aquarium, as well as all this wood, is that there's bound to be some debris that builds up on the surface. So every couple of weeks I give it, see there's a leaf, every couple of weeks I'm going to come in here and do a good vac. Now, I'm not actually gravel vacuuming because I don't want to disrupt the plants. I'm just hovering right above the surface to remove this accumulated debris. One thing you can do when you're doing this is if you suck up something you don't want, you just pinch off the hose and it'll drop back down. It's really simple, but a good tip for you. One of the obstacles as well of having a tank with this much branchy driftwood in it is it can be difficult to clean around. So I tried to take that into consideration when I was doing my scape by leaving areas that I'd be able to siphon, gaps in the wood, while still maintaining the aesthetic I wanted. Now I'll probably do maybe 15% into buckets this way, which I'm only doing in case I accidentally suck up some fish. And then I'll set up my hose and drain across the room. I'm going to make sure I get over here under this leaf litter too. You can see what happens to the leaves as they get eaten by the odos. They just become a stalk in there, and at that point I remove them and add new. The leaf litter has been amazing for these odos though. All in all, maintenance on this aquarium is not at all difficult. It's been a very, very easy aquarium. Just simple water changes, feeding, and then getting to watch it and enjoy. I'm pretty sure that my apistos are going to be spawning soon, which is exciting. I'm going to suck out some of these snails too as I go. Unfortunately, from moving plants from all over the fish room, I added quite a host of pest snails to this aquarium. And again, I don't think they're problematic. I think they're a good barometer of maintenance. But the fact that they're reproducing a bit readily tells me that I need to do this gravel vac pretty badly. As pest snails can only really reproduce in numbers if they have a food source, be it decaying plant matter, unhealthy plants, or an excess of fish food. That'll probably do it for vacuuming the substrate. I'm going to collect all these snails up at the surface to feed my puffers, which they will absolutely love the snack. I'm just going to set up my homemade siphon here to drain into my drain ports and do a water change of about 50%. I'll probably start refilling at the same time. I'm also going to take this opportunity to clean my glass really well and peek around for any fry, because it's entirely likely that the fish in this aquarium are spawning without me knowing. All these dense areas of plants as well as a good diet usually makes that happen. And I've seen a lot of spawning behavior from the apistos as well as the odos and the pencils. Now, one thing I want to do is try and tuck this pennywort underneath the wood a bit. I do want it to grow up to the surface, but I don't want it to grow up to the surface, but it's looking a little clumpy, so I want it to do it in a more natural fashion. So I'm just going to anchor it underneath the wood back here and let it work on moving up there. That is a good spawning media for all the various fish in this aquarium, at least the pencils and the tetras. Just going to pull off any little lily pads, if you want to call them that, or little pieces of the pennywort that don't look super awesome. Tuck it underneath some of these branches and allowing some to still trail up to the surface. I'm also going to take this opportunity to pull out any dead leaves from my various rhizome plants. You can see there's a few here in the narrow-leaf Java fern. Now I'm just using my hands. I don't always use aquascaping tools. For a scape like this, it's really not needed because I'm not growing stem plants. And that's it. I'm going to wipe down the glass if I can find, yep. I'm going to wipe down the glass so I'm not accumulating more water spots. Let it continue to drain and then refill it, and we'll feed the tank and take a closer look on all the critters inside. It's always a good idea too to wipe down the interior glass. Really helps a lot with clarity of image as well as video. So the water change is all done now, and you can see that the tank is substantially clearer. All this driftwood really releases a lot of tannins, which I particularly enjoy, but sometimes it's nice to see clearer water too. These are the Nanostomus SBIs, the barred pencil fish, and they are looking stunning. You can see the apistos chasing each other there. And we'll start to see all the green neons come out of the woodwork, as well as my exceptionally fat Otocinclus. All in all, this tank has quickly become one of my favorites down here because it's so active, so beautiful. And the pop of the fish against the plants, I just think is really, really, really awesome. Let's do some close-ups for you guys. So the barred pencil fish. You can see how nicely that sort of gold sheen has come in on them. You see how fat my Otocinclus are. There's the male apistogramma. He's looking really good. Now the wild guys are way more subtle than a lot of the line-bred variants, but I think the spangling on him and the yellow in his fins is just beautiful. And he's got great finnage too. Let's see if we can find, see the odos. They are just loving life in this aquarium. And again, I just like to iterate how much more fun Otocinclus are when they're kept in big groups like this. They are always out and active and wiggling and amazing. super fun fish to keep. You can see that they hang out with the barred pencils quite a lot. Now I just did bait the aquarium with some Sarah O-Nip, which is stuck to the glass up at the top, and that'll help bring the green neons out a bit more here momentarily. But it just gives us an opportunity to really see how much these fish are absolutely thriving in this aquarium. 4 species, a 75-gallon, just really, really strong impact visually when you sit here and watch it. I hope that a lot of you will consider keeping many more of less species in these bigger aquariums. There we can see the green neon starting to come out. Captain Cranky Pants and Whiskey got a big water change. You can see his colors are all fired up and he's super happy. Hi, Captain. Say hello to your fans.